Hello and welcome to the TOROSIETE Museum of Contemporary Art. Today I'm inside the exhibition The Children of Light, Water and Clay by Roneld. Let's take a look at some of his sculptures. Roneld is a sculptor, painter, and writer living in Boston. He has been an active part of the artist community for 20 years. Originally from Cuba, Mr. Lores moved to the United States at the age of 8 and studied fine arts at the New World School of Arts in Florida International University, where he received a BFA in 1994 with a major in ceramics and sculpture. One of Mr. Lores' areas of concentration is the female figure. Strongly rooted in a classical foundation, his sculptures and paintings abstract and fragment the female figure to conform to his own aesthetics. His style is loose and dynamic, with an evident grasp of realism. His work has been exhibited and is in private collection throughout the Americas and Europe. Roneld says of his works, "The female form is one of the earliest sources of artistic inspiration. I used the female form to explore our relationship with nature and to delve into the essence of our species, our endurance, our identity, our drive. My art is driven by a need to capture both the sensuality and the strength inherent in women." Over the course of my artistic trajectory, I have explored this theme through stylized vessel forms and fertility effigies. These pieces explore our elemental roots and our reverence for life and nature, dating back to a time when we connected our immediate survival with our ability to live on in the next generation. Additionally, there is a sensual undertone to my figures, which explores the nature of how desire and attraction can evolve towards mutual reverence or devolve towards aversion and inequality. I do this by imparting my figures with both carnal and physiological elements that offer a balance between sensuality and power. Most recently, my focus has turned towards an examination of our future as a species. My current sculptures, paintings, and poetry are part of a series titled The Children of Light, Water, and Clay, which explores the likelihood that climate changes may eventually render the cost of civilization unsustainable and bring us full circle. As Roneld is also a poet, he has written a poem about his complete collection of works. Every day, the sun that once fed the forest dries and crackles the clay, and the rains that once quenched its thirst wash the crumbs away. The flesh and bones of the perished slowly decay into dust, and ruined expanses of cities gradually crumble and rust. The dust of all that we were turns back to blood in the streams, as our fragile memorials to greed get swept away with our dreams. The scars that we left on the land are washed anew by the slurry as the remnants of the wronged swallow the sins of the buried. Those that remain cling to rocks, slowly forgetting their past, forgetting what they have lost. The echoes of songs do not last. This is what it will take for those that have lost their way to remember who they are, the children of light, water, and clay. Let's take a look at Tlanisi. This work is a terracotta sculpture fired to cone 6, burnished and treated with terra sigillata, stains, and specialty glazes. Tlanisi is a Nahuatl word from an ancient Native American language that is still spoken today. It means dawn, or it gets light, or the manifestation of something new. Here we see a female bust of a deity. This work was visually inspired by a real-life person and a friend of the artist, Kendra Lane, that modeled for the work. Roneld captures her face perfectly, giving this work a true soul of its own. You can see both an unemotional gaze or even a bewildered gaze of disbelief in her expression. There might be a clue about the meaning of this work or the name in the first verse of Roneld Lores's poem for his entire series of sculptures that I shared earlier, titled The Children of Light, Water, and Clay, as this work brings to life one of the central figures in his complete series. From his poem, every day the sun that once fed the forest dries and crackles the clay, and the rains that once quenched its thirst wash the crumbs away. Could this piece refer to society's disbelief of severe changes in our climate? Or is it the hope that we, or nature, will eventually heal our environment, and with it, bring forth the light of a new dawn? Let's explore Libertas urn. This is a stoneware work fired in a traditional Cambodian wood-fired kiln with a steel base and a kintsugi treatment. Libertas is the Roman goddess of liberty. She is an emblem of freedom and reason and is often associated with the liberation of the oppressed. In Rome, she became a symbol of the shift to a republic and of slaves that had found freedom. Her image has inspired numerous works of art, most notably the painting by Eugène Delacroix, Liberty Leading the People, which commemorates the French Revolution and depicts Libertas leading the people out of their oppression. Half a century later, the French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi designed the Statue of Liberty, formerly titled Liberty Enlightening the World, which was offered as a gift from the people of France to the people of the United States. Since then, she has become a global symbol of hope and a beacon of freedom, who welcomes all groups displaced by war and seeking shelter, safety, and liberation. This sculpture borrows from the Greek and Roman style of vases, which tell their stories through the use of figural ornamentation. Like in Liberty Leading the People, the figure of Libertas rises above the 9 painted female warriors at the bottom. The rods carried by 2 of the figures are emblematic of the rod or vindicta, associated with Libertas and used in Roman ceremonies that granted slaves freedom by the rod. In this case, it is the female warriors themselves that hold the power of emancipation. The sections of the work, which appear to be repairs or cracks, are deliberate. This is the kintsugi treatment, which is used to make the work appear ancient. Kintsugi is the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery by mending the broken areas with lacquer, dusted or mixed with powdered gold, silver, or platinum. The purpose of this technique honors the history of the work rather than attempt to disguise the repair. Let's take a look at Diosa de Kakouton. The goddess of Kakouton, historically, is a fertility deity of an ancient civilization that existed from 5500 to 2750 BC. This civilization that once occupied areas of Eastern Europe held a strong belief in creating and recreating settlements from one area to another. This work is a great example of the artist's concept of the full circle of a civilization, the belief that settlements also had a life cycle, a birth and a death. This fertility piece has a strong concentration of the female figure and is created from terracotta and surfaced with a technical process of terra sigillata. This is an ancient surface treatment dating back to Roman times. The term, which means sealed earth, gets its name from the fact that clay, earth, is a porous material that requires a coating of glaze to prevent water from seeping through. But unlike a glaze, which is a form of glass, terra sigillata is made of the same clay used to build the piece. Archaeologists excavating the ruins of the Kakouton culture have found numerous female goddess sculptures with bird-like faces and head ornamentation similar to how Roneld has depicted her face in this work. This work represents a maker of life and represents a hopeful, unchanging life cycle. See the complete exhibition of The Children of Light, Water, and Clay by Roneld Lores in the TOROSIETE Museum of Contemporary Art. Original works from this exhibition are available in the TOROSIETE Museum Gallery Store.